people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hussein Sibyl. If you're tuning in for the first time, and you're welcome to my channel, and for those who've always been here with me, thank you for being here. It is a pleasure to have you always. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about the cost. I'll be telling you the cost of traveling to UAE. Either you're traveling for work or as a tourist, but mostly it will be for those who are traveling to UAE for work. Okay, it's like travel to UAE on a budget, right? I'm going to be telling you the details you need and how you can plan yourself before you travel to UAE, or how much you're going to be needing in order to travel to UAE and be comfortable. Because most people, when they come here, they are not comfortable because they don't really know how much to bring when they are to come to UAE in search for work. So stay tuned to this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please, before I continue this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell for more videos because I post daily on UAE updates. And if you need me to answer a question, you can leave it in the comment section, or you check me on Facebook. My Facebook is Here From Sibyl. My Instagram is Woswin_Sibyl, and I'm on TikTok as Here From Sibyl, or you can send me an email. The links will be in the description box below. You can click to connect with me. So let's get into the video. So the first thing we are going to be talking about is the visa cost, right? I'll be looking down on the paper I have with me because I had to jot it down. I cannot say it offhand because I might mix up some points, right? Some very important points. So traveling to UAE, the first thing you need is your passport. If you want to travel to any country, the first thing you need is the passport. So if you have your passport now, the next thing you're going to be needing is going to be a visa. So now let's talk about the visa cost, because I'll be talking about the visa cost, the flight, and the extra money you will need with you. For the visa cost, if you're coming to UAE as a tourist, want to come and visit, or you just have a few things, maybe you're coming to buy your stuff, you need to come, you can come to UAE with a tourist visa, which is a 1-month visa. And to book a 1-month visa is like 350 to 500 dirhams. It depends on the agent, but the amount the government is giving is 300 dirhams. If you're in your country, you can convert this money to your currency, but I am from Cameroon, so I'm going to be converting for Cameroonians. If you're in Cameroon, for a tourist visa, it is like 75,000 to 100,000. Some people will take 150,000 from you. It depends on the agent that you are using, because some people are really just greedy. A visa can be 75, they can take 100, they can take 175. So if you're paying for someone to process your UAE visa or your tourist visa, just ask. If it will depend on the agent, because the agent might take more from them. For me, when I want to process visa, I have so many people. I check, this person is giving this price like this, and then I go for the one that is less. That is what I do in order to help the person that is traveling. So that is what I always do. I always check to see the one that is cheap. Now, if you're coming to UAE in search for work, you have to take a 3-month visa. I always tell people, don't come to UAE in search for work with a 1-month visa. It is very risky. Take a 3-month visa, because within that 3 months you can get a job. But if you come with a tourist visa, which is a 1-month visa, it is very risky for you, because some companies, they will not like to hire you with a 1-month visa. Some companies take like 28 days to process a visa, so they always like to hire people with at least a 2-month visa. So if you are coming to UAE and then you come with a 1-month visa in search for a job, it's really going to be a problem for you. Always come with a 3-month visa. It is very important. Come with a 3-month visa always as a job seeker in UAE. So for the job seeker visa, which is a visit visa, I did a video on my channel, I think it was last year, on the differences between a visit visa and a tourist visa. You can check and see the differences. So if you're coming, don't do a tourist visa. Ask the person who is processing your papers to do a 3-month visa for you in search for a job. You can check my channel and see the differences. So take a 3-month visa, and a 3-month visa, it costs at least 700 dirhams. That is the rate that the government is giving. And then the agents, again, they might add something, because nobody owns a visa office in UAE, right? This is what the government is giving. Someone is going to process. That person will go and meet another person to do it, and the procedure, they need to give something to this person, something to that person. So they might add the money. It can be up to 1,000 dirhams. If you are in your country, you can convert it to your currency. So it's from 700 dirhams to 1000 dirhams for a 3-month UAE visa. I know some people take even 2000 dirhams for a 3-month visa, but that is not the price. The price should be at most 1000 or 1200. It should not be more than 1200 dirhams. And if I'm converting it to CFA, it's like 130,000 CFA. That is 700 dirhams in Cameroon currency. It is 130,000 CFA, and if you want to add something to it, it might be like 150 or 200, but that is the price. It ranges from 130 to 200. It depends on your agent, who can give you at his rate that he wants. Again, it is not constant. Don't go and say that I said that is the price. No, the government is giving it for 130,000 CFA, but then people add it to 150, some people add it to 175, some even add it to 200. That is what I'm saying. Some take more than that. So it depends on how lucky you can get. You can go to someone who will give you at that price, you go to someone who will add a little bit of something, and you go to someone who will give you less than that. So it all depends on your agent. So now when you have processed your visa, and now the next thing is the flight. I always tell people that when you're calculating your budget on how to travel to UAE, always add the flight money to be a little bit more, right? Because it depends on the flight. What you're going to spend more is on the flight. It's really on the flight. The flight can take a lot of money, and you can be lucky the flights will be cheap at that period. Again, if you want to book cheap flights, you can check a video on my channel. I did a video on how you can get cheap flights, the procedure and stuff. You can check the video, and it's going to help you in one way or the other. The link is I'll put it in the description box so that you can click and watch it, so that it is going to help you on how you can get cheap flights, because sometimes flights are expensive. Getting a flight really depends on the day you're traveling, on the date you're traveling, the time you're traveling, the airport you're using, the airline you're using, the traveling agency you're using. It really depends on these things, because when you're using this airline, it might be expensive. When you want to check your flight, make sure you check the airline, because it will depend on the airline how much they are giving their flights, because some airlines, they really give it at reduced prices, some put it very high. It depends. So I always tell people to put at least 350,000 francs for their flights to 450. For me, my flight was 520. That is how I got my flight the last time I was traveling. My flight was 500 and something to travel to UAE. It was really expensive. So if you want to fly, if you are putting your budget, put your budget like 350,000 to 450, so that it can be in between. It can even be less than that. So that is the budget. If you're converting it to dirhams, I don't know how other nationalities their flights are, because if you're traveling from Nigeria, your price is going to be different. From Ghana, it will be different. From Ethiopia is going to be different. From Kenya is going to be different. So this amount I'm giving for flights, it depends. It's for Cameroonians. It's between 350,000 CFA to 450,000. If you convert that to dirhams, it can be like 2,500 dirhams. You can convert it to your currency. I don't really know how other airlines operate in other countries, but this is what I'm talking based on Cameroonians. If you're a Cameroonian, this is the amount you should be putting down for your flight. Now, when you've gotten your visa, you've gotten your flight, the next thing you should be planning on is the amount of money you should have before traveling. I'm insisting on this because someone that I process the papers, I explain because before I do visas for people, I always explain to them. I explain to that person that your visa and flight is not everything. Do not come to UAE without money, because no one is going to be there for you. UAE is a no man's land. People book their flights, they do their visas, they think that that's it. You're just going to travel and then you start work or get money out of magic. I do not know. Believe me, you guys, the guy traveled with nothing. He came to UAE with nothing. I mean, literally nothing. He didn't even have money to buy like food stuff, and then they had to like sell his luggage, because when you have extra luggage, you can sell to people, and then you carry their stuff, you bring, and they give you. That is the only money that guy had with him, and he had to stay in UAE for more than 3 months without a job. Can you imagine how tough that was? So I always tell people, come with extra money. You're going and hoping for the best, but be prepared for the worst. That is the thing agents don't tell you. When they book your flight, they put your visa, and that is it. They don't tell you come with extra money. They let you come with anything. Because when you come to UAE, you need to pay a bed space, you need to eat, you need money for transportation because you're going to be going to offices. If you're being called for an interview, how are you going to go? Let's say you're staying for 2 or 3 months without a job. You need to pay for your bed space for 3 months. And 1 month is like 400. The least is 400 dirhams for bed space. 400 dirhams per month. In CFA, it's like if you convert the money to CFA, it's like 80,000 to 100,000 per month. Imagine that you came with nothing. How are you going to pay your bed? How are you going to feed? How are you going to go for interviews if you're being called for an interview? So you need extra money with you. When you book your flight, hold extra money with you so that it can take you for the 3 months period. This is what your agents will not tell you, but this is very important. Have extra money with you. You can hold like 300,000 CV. That should be the least. That we are hoping that maybe within 2 months you're going to get a job. Because if you get a job within 2 months, that is okay. If you get a job within 2 months, it's okay. But then what if you stay for more than 2 months without a job? So your budget, the least amount of money you should have is like 300 to 400,000 francs. Hold that for your security, so that when you get here and you see that it's not going for you, it's not working, you can go back to your country. You book your flight and you go back. If you see that your visa is expiring without a job, you can go back. Don't come and from the very first day you're like searching for what to eat. You're not in Cameroon. You can go to your neighbor in Cameroon or your country and they'll give you food. You can go to this person, they'll give you food. No, in UAE it's a no man's land. Nobody knows you except they are your family members, that they are there with you, that they are going to support you in one way or the other. If they're not your family, don't expect anybody to do you any favors, to give you money to do anything. No, if you're traveling, have extra money with you. Be prepared for the worst. When I say these things, people come with empty-handed and they start like, Sibyl, oh, can you help me with this? I need to go for this. And no, I cannot help everybody. The only help I can give you is advice on how you can prepare. And if you don't prepare and you get here and you think that I'll be that person to give you money, no, I cannot. I don't have that much money that I can help everybody. If I had it, I will, but I don't. So the only help I'm giving people is to be prepared. If you don't have enough money to travel to UAE, please don't come. It is horrible out here. I'm hoping that you guys saw the video I did. I'm going to put the link in the description box so that you watch the video and see how people are sleeping in the streets. The temperatures are going to 49 to 50 degrees. Very soon it will be 53, and people are under the sun with no housing. They are staying in the streets. I'm in this house, I am sweating, and people are in the street outside during the day at a temperature of 50 degrees outside. You're boiling under the sun because you don't have a place to stay. Come with extra money. Come with extra money. You change the money, it can give you like 1,500 to 2,000 dirhams. That is the budget you should have. Don't come here empty-handed. If you change 300 to 400,000, it will give you like 2,000. No, it's like 2,000 something dirhams to 3,000. It's going to take you for a long time without you stressing, without you doing. No, don't get money for your visa and flight and you think that that's it. No, hold extra money with you. If you don't have the extra money, stay in your country. You must not travel. You take the money and invest on something. It's going to help you. And at this point, I'm still telling people, do not travel to UAE at this point. It is extremely difficult for people to get jobs. Don't go on Google and ask if people are getting jobs in UAE, because Google will never tell you that they are not getting jobs. They'll always tell you that there are jobs in UAE on Google, right? There are certain things you don't ask Google because they will not update and say, no, it's difficult to have jobs now. Blah, blah. No, they will always tell you that there are jobs. The other day I tried to Google search and I saw it and I was like, wow. And are people in the street with, you enter the metro, like everybody there is with a CV for job interviews. You go for a job interviews of 10 people, you see hundreds of people there. So that is how bad it is. Always ask information before you travel. If you see that that period is not favorable, stay in your country until things change. I'm telling you people to try Europe, try other countries, try scholarship programs if you're educated, because it's going to help you. At this point, if you're considering to travel to UAE, please do not travel at this point. But if you're coming as a tourist, it's okay. If you're traveling from Cameroon to UAE, the money you should have with you for your travel budget should be at least 900,000 to 1 million. That is what is going to take you for 3 months, because you pay your flight, your visa, and then you still have extra money with you for your bed space, your feeding, your transportation. It's going to take you for 3 months and you're not going to stress. So people come to me with this, and this video I'm just going to forward to anyone who wants to know how much it takes for you how much you need to travel to UAE. This is the video for you. Share with other people who needs this information, because if you're traveling, this is a breakdown of the amount you need. You might spend little. It depends on how much you're paying for your flight and how much your agent will be charging extra for your everything he or she is doing for you. So it totally depends on that. But if you have a good agent and you're traveling at a time that is favorable, you can really have good deals and it's going to be helpful. If you're traveling from any other place, you can hold like 5,200 dirhams, because that is the amount. If you exchange it to your currency, it is going to give you that amount. 5,200 dirhams is the least amount of money you should have before traveling to UAE. Don't come with less than that. When you have booked your flight and your visa, you still need extra money with you. And then regarding visas for Nigerians, visa charge for Nigerians is always different. Their visa charge is different. The visa change is different. The tourist visa is different. Even their visit visa too, it is always different. So I think they add a little bit of something. Their visit visa is 900 and their tourist visa is around 500, something like that. And their visa change is 1,500. So if you are traveling as a Nigerian, that is the money you need. And if you are traveling from any other African country, this is the budget that you have. Asians have lesser prices because they are close to UAE. Their visa charge is different. Their flights are different because their flights are close to UAE. Their visas are very cheap, so it's not going to amount to 5,000 something dirhams. It can be like 3,500 to 4,000. It's not going to be that much because their visas are cheap, flights are cheap, and then they can easily survive here because it's not very far from them. So this is how it's going to be. If you need me to answer a question, you can leave a comment in the comment section, and if I don't respond quickly, you can check me on Facebook. My Facebook is here from Sibyl. Make sure you like my page. My Instagram is Wosun_Sibyl. Make sure you follow my Instagram first before asking questions, and you can send me an email. My email is wosun@gmail.com, and I'm on TikTok as here from Sibyl as well. You can check me on any of the socials and leave me a comment there or a question. I'm going to reply to you, or you leave it in the comment section. I want to know your thoughts, and if you need help, you can always contact me because I am out here to give you all the information. If I don't know, I will go and Google search because that is what I do best. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. What are you waiting for? Please subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos because I post daily. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video. Bye bye.